the gentleman behind that webpage is videotaping all of the things because they put them live online, so he's kind of recording it so you can watch the meetings. He's writing transcripts out so that people can hear some of the testimony and things happening in the communities. So aside from doing stuff on the street, there has been a lot of work online. So I shouldn't say that it feels like we're one of the few, if not in some ways really the only group on the streets fighting Bill S-10. There are individuals doing things online, people writing letters and stuff. But it has been quite discouraging to see how few people can or will take the time to get out on the streets or go to rallies or organize events. And so we tried to participate in some that were put together by a group, Y Prohibition, which is sort of an offshoot of the cannabis culture community in Vancouver. I don't know why they're not using the cannabis culture name anymore when they're having their events, but that's how it is. And so they organized that national set of rallies, and I'm not and then they organized some more recently against S-10, but aside from, say, phoning campaigns and stuff, Y Prohibition hasn't done as much as many of us would like. Last year, when Bill C-15 was coming up, and it was like second round, and it's progressing through very quickly, we felt fairly desperate. There was no national campaigns happening to raise awareness about it. And Kristen, who's actually down in California trying to help pass Prop 19 right now. Well, she's doing something else, but anyway, she's doing that too. But anyway, Kristen came up with this phone jam campaign, which was brilliant because we got a 1-800 number. You can call the secretaries in Ottawa. Rare people get through to the MPs or that they call back, but there have been senators and MPs returning calls at times. There were a few days last year where we said specific days we were going to do the phone jam. I think that's how it started. And then people like the day after, I think, online were like, well, what do you mean like the phone jam's over? I'm calling today. That 1-800 number still works. And it essentially became clear that, well, we may as well just keep pumping out this 1-800 number. And people didn't know about Bill S-10. The media has done a very good job, keeping the bill hidden from the public's eyes. And so I've talked with people in the media that have often been, surprised at that Bill S-10. They've not even heard of it. And so the phone jam campaign has been very good for us, making little handouts that give a little bit of information about what's happening and names of people in Ottawa to try to talk to, both for and against. We want to talk to people fighting Bill S-10 and support them, because if they speak out against S-10, they're likely going to hear from all sorts of people that aren't happy with them. And so we want to support our friends as much as educate the people that are trying to throw us in jail, convince them that it's not the right way to go. So yeah, the phone-in campaign, in my opinion, has been quite successful. My understanding was we did shut down pretty much a couple offices last year. We haven't picked a date for the phone-in jam, the phone jam for this particular round. We're likely going to do that when it gets before the House of Commons, but it's always hard to tell when things are going to happen. But we're going to do our very best to continually raise awareness about it. So anyway, the phone jam campaign went on, and lots of people around the country helped. But again, it's sort of very frustrating trying to get the message out to the community. And when Bill S-10 came around, we decided, actually it was kind of funny, it was, we have Hempology meetings. They've been in the BC Government Employees Union offices for the last few months up in Courtenay. But the first Thursday of the month, I'm now up island in Courtenay, working with people trying to get things together. In the spring, we're actually going to light up Reach for the Pot and play it in the park in the spring every year up in Courtenay, or every month, sorry. So looking forward to playing my game show up island. Yeah, so we're yeah, the Courtney Club wanted to do something about Bill S-10, so we decided that we would have a rally the next month and get out on the streets with signs, jobs not jails, and stuff like that written on them, and hand out our phone-in campaign. It was when we came back to Victoria, people were like, oh, well, you guys are going to do that next month. We want to do one here. So we put it online that we were going to hold 2 events. People in Toronto and other communities were like, well, we want to do one too. And I think we ended up coordinating 24 rallies across Canada on one day, or in some cases it was 1 or 2 people, in some cases more. It was a really good sort of step for us. We've really grown in the last year in all sorts of ways, and it was the first time that we tried to do something that large. It wasn't that easy. It was the first time I tried using Facebook, and I'll never really get on it again. It was sort of an experiment for me. Facebook is great for social networking, but honestly it's not that great for being a pot activist. They can censor stuff, they can control stuff. It's the CIA set the damn thing up. Like, I'm not just gonna move all of my work into this sort of Facebook thing. On the other hand, you know, it was good for me to see it and use it a little bit to get our Fight S-10. Oh yeah, the rallies out about the street meets. And so if people are on Facebook, please like surf our page, pick up posters, put them around. Like, we're not doing it on Facebook. Anyway, yeah, like I say, the internet is a great place to do activism. Like, you can get a lot done there. I'm spending a lot of time there. And we're going to have a shout box, a sort of a chat room, I should say, for Hempology start up in January or February. So that'll really help us coordinating our activism here and in other places and kind of chatting about different things that are happening. So anyway, we went from having this one event you know, across the country to thinking, well, we can't just quit there. We got to keep doing this. We want to keep fighting. So here in Victoria, we're actually out on the streets every Friday from noon to 1. I have several people here who've been coming out when they can. It's been a really good experience, even if it's just 1 or 2 people out on the street, standing there with some signs, jobs not jails. People are going, well, what's that mean? Well, it gets the conversation going. Like, 6 plants, 6 months, like, you know, a lot of people have never heard of any of these things coming on, that they put $9 billion aside for prisons and stuff like that. So just being out there with the signs, you know, smiling and waving. We're not getting in anybody's face. We're, you know, just, and we're only giving the pamphlets to people that are engaged. We're not, yeah, we're not asking for money. What's up?
It's surprising how many people have asked me if that means 5 plants is legal.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah. There's a lot of misconceptions. Yeah, even people that know about Bill S-10 think 5 plants might be legal somehow. But anyway, we get to go out there and give out our newspaper. Really proud of our newspaper, for sure. So one easy form of activism that people here can help with is we have stacks of these papers. We just got 10,000 of this issue in our store, and having members and other people just helping distribute it and show it around. We're very proud of it. This is the first one that's going to be a coloring contest for each issue, and so we're really proud of the paper and the way it's evolving. But communicating with the public and getting the word out is very difficult, and so and then to conclude our S-10 fights, we also realized that you know, a lot of people don't come to rallies and don't read newspapers, don't get online, so we really want to make the effort to get out in the community and go to places that there aren't normally you know, activist events. I actually was on my birthday this year in Ontario in a small sort of suburb of Cambridge called Hesper, where I grew up. They probably never had a rally there before for anything. People were shocked, like, you know, it was really funny actually, but you know, we got a lot of honks and smiles and waves. It was actually one of the friendlier ones that we've had. The one I did in Chinatown was harsh. But we've been doing it every Saturday in a different location. This one coming up actually is Souk from noon to 1 downtown Saturday. We have our Frisbee golf tournament right after from 2 to 4 at East Souk Park. So you have to get a vehicle or somehow probably to get around, but it's kind of a Hempology day, smoking joints and stirring it up out in Souk this Saturday.
Don't worry, Ted, we'll show up on our longboards.
Yeah. The Galloping Goose gets out there.
We'll rip it all the way there. Yeah.
So Yeah, I really like to have fun. That's my whole Team 420 concept as well, as I want to get people